And welcome back to Nancy's Neighborhood. And I told you I had another set of guests coming, and I do. And this is Eva Van Hook from Family Promise. And Eva's been on with us before, but I'm going to get her to tell us something again, so because y'all may not remember exactly what Family Promise is and does. And you have with you...
I have a guest. I have a friend of mine. This is Jennifer. She's actually been through our program.
Fantastic.
It's wonderful to speak out about her experiences
Oh,
and
super.
what she's been through. So.
Okay. So, like I say, Eva, they may not remember what Family Promise is because it's probably been 6 months or so since you were here. So I want everybody to know about Family Promise because it's a wonderful program. So give everybody a little overview.
Okay, what Family Promise does, we're a nonprofit organization that works with churches in the community. We provide emergency housing assistance to families in the area, meaning that children must be involved in the situation. So we take families off the street, we house them in churches for 1 week at a time. They stay at one church in the evening and overnight, and we've got volunteers that come in, serve dinner, have dinner with them family style, and then some overnight volunteers that stay just to make sure that everything's safe and that there's no emergencies that come up overnight. During the day, our families have access to the case manager, to myself. We're always meeting to identify obstacles, to overcome problems, and just to help families to develop their own personal network, realizing what their resources are and where they can get new resources out in the community.
And I think that's vitally important because I don't even know what all the resources are that I might need. And someone who is homeless maybe has no idea where to start. So I think that's great that you all introduce them to the possibilities of things that are out there for them.
Absolutely. We do a lot to educate our families on different topics that always seem to come up. We always touch on a financial literacy program that we've got. It's an excellent program. It's about a 6 to 8 week course, and it's taught by volunteers. We've got a great teacher that comes in and he leads that class. But it's designed specifically for Family Promise. And then we also, one of my favorite classes that we have, my program manager Liz developed a Tenants' Rights and Responsibilities class. So we worked with Legal Aid of East Tennessee. Liz actually went through the Tennessee state law regarding tenancy, went through and developed a program to really teach people what their rights are, what their responsibilities are as tenants, and then how to go about settling any disputes that happen afterwards.
And that's great.
It is great.
Because, I'm a homeowner, so I know what my rights as that homeowner is, but and at one time I did rent, but I have no idea what my rights were as a renter. So So I think it's great that you work your clients through that. Absolutely. So that they know and understand.
Absolutely.
So Jennifer, were you in the program?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me how it worked for you.
Well, first of all, it was word of mouth more that I heard about the program.
Okay.
Which I was thankful for. I like the fact, too, that it's not just in the program. We still meet, like, every few months, the graduates from the program, and Liz still goes over things with us to kind of still keep us informed and keep us updated. The churches were awesome to go to. Everybody's very informational. They do have a lot of that I didn't know. I was homeless for almost 2.5 years with my boys.
And you have 2 boys?
Yes, ma'am. Not on the streets. I had places to go, but that's hard for other people to help another family.
Right.
We all are just trying to make it. So
yeah, and the thing when you have children too, if you stay with a relative here and then you go across town and stay with a relative, the children are in school here,
right.
And so what do we do?
Yeah, my oldest kid was in 3 different kindergartens.
Oh, goodness.
He went to, I think, 4 to 5 different schools within the time that we were homeless.
Wow. Okay.
So yes, so this program helped us stay connected to a school because being in the program, there was a lot more resources to help us stay in a school for the whole year. There was just so many different awesome benefits that they were able to help us with.
That's great.
And I'm very thankful and blessed that we had them.
And it's free to you.
Yes.
And that's what's so wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many churches did you say we have that work with you on this?
We have 11 churches.
11
that work
churches.
with us.
Okay, so you go for a week, and I know Broad Street. I go to Broad Street.
Yes, we were at Broad Street.
Okay.
We loved it.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I don't ever volunteer to cook a meal because I can't cook. So I figure, but I know we do have people who volunteer to cook, and like you said, you come in the afternoon, spend the night, and you're gone in the morning. The kids go to school,
Right.
and you go do whatever it is that you need, your classes that you're taking to learn what to do.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that's great. And so all 11 churches are active?
For the most part, yes. We have churches go through different seasons, so
Yes.
we've learned to move along with those. A big push this year has been to recruit new host churches. So I'm excited to
good.
say we have a new host church
Oh,
on
wow.
board. Yeah, Grace Point has opened their doors just a couple of weeks
Fantastic.
ago. They hosted for the first time and really had a great week.
Super.
Had
That
a water
is
main
super.
break and all in the middle of the week,
is
but
not
they went
super.
with it.
That is not super, but
That's not super.
okay. But that's great when you add new ones, and then sometimes maybe you don't have to utilize all 11 at one
Right.
session.
There are some churches that are smaller that can only host maybe one family at a time,
Okay.
so we can try to adjust a little bit. As we gain more churches, then we have more options.
And you are a 501c3,
Correct.
so you depend on grants and donations.
Correct.
And so you said you have an event coming up.
I do. I'm really excited about this. It's been a while, and we wanted to sit down and really open Family Promise up to the community. There has been a lot of talk here recently, a lot of traction with the homeless population, and how can we help? So we're meeting at the Cleveland Public Library August 19th on Monday at 6:30 p.m. in the big community room. And so we would like to present to the community our version, what we do, and how we succeed in helping with the homeless population.
And I think that's great. And even and Jennifer too spoke before we went on the air. We do a kind of a needs survey. United Way does every several years, and dental care was the top need for a long time, and we did the CARES dental. And now homelessness dental has moved down because we've done CARES, and now homelessness has moved up. So we need an awareness.
We do.
And I know as well as you do, and so does people out there. There are some people who want to be homeless. They want to live on the street. That's them. But you didn't.
No, not at
So
all.
not with two kids, I wouldn't think.
ma'am.
No. So I think it's good for the public to know and understand some of these things.
Absolutely. To understand where our families are coming from, what they're going through, the challenges that they face, and then just to get together and sit at the same table and talk about some solutions. What can we do? Each of us has our own part in our community
Right.
to make this community better. So how can we come together and overcome this it's a big problem.
It is a big problem.
But it'll take all of us, but we can do it. Cleveland can do this.
Absolutely. And I know people in Cleveland want to say, we don't have that problem.
Right.
Well, we do. We have that problem, and we need to address it before it gets to be a bigger problem.
Absolutely.
And so now this is going to be Monday night,
Monday, August 19th.
okay.
At the Cleveland Public Library. We'll be there. We'll open it up at 6:30. We'll have Jen and a couple of other of our friends will come to share their stories and what they went through. Again, so that we can break down some of those barriers and help
Right.
people understand where our families are coming from.
Right.
And the vast majority of the people that we work with want to be out of the situation. There's just too much bogging them down. There's too much riding on them. And so it's really great to have like a case manager or myself be able to sit and step side by side with our families and go through these trials and these obstacles.
Right.
It takes that companionship, that relationship and just to sometimes see the positive of a day and
Yeah.
to see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and also to advise people about the legal aspects of things. And you all do that too, because those do happen.
Absolutely.
And you want to be sure everybody's aware of that and not taken advantage of, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely.
So you want to be sure everybody does that. Now, you all do one big fundraiser a year, which is your bike run.
We do.
And that is, I know I've seen people come in off of the run before, and they are exhausted.
They are.
But that, now when will that be coming up again?
It's April of 2020. Right
Okay.
now it's looking like April 4th. We're trying to
Okay.
nail that date down, but we'll be back to talk about that as
And
well.
yes, and I want you to come back because that's a lot of bike riding.
It is. And you know, this past year we had our youngest rider was a 9-year-old rider, and she rode 30 miles that morning with her and her dad. They did the 50K and just had a blast. She had so much fun. It was her first big ride, her first big organized ride, so I was really excited to see a true family come in and,
Absolutely.
and enjoy, you know, some of those.
30 miles. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. No. That's no. I'll stand on the finish line and cheer those that come
That's
across.
right.
30 miles. That's a
That's a lot.
long way to go on a bicycle. So now we want to be sure that the public understands they are invited
Yes.
to this meeting. Tell us the date again.
August 19th, that is Monday night, at the Cleveland Public Library in the community room. So just come into the doors and keep going straight all the way back. We'll be in there. We'll have some light refreshments available that night. And we're just really hoping for a good open conversation and some education on both sides.
Right, and Eve and I were talking before that we went on the air too. There's now a homeless coalition,
Yes.
which is a group of people who work in different aspects of the homeless community that are now working together so that we can try to solve our problem.
And it is awesome, the things that are happening. We have broken down, we had 4 initiatives. One of these is case management. We've got case managers from all across the community are meeting together.
Wow.
They talk about the hardest cases that we have in Cleveland, the ones that really we haven't been able to overcome by ourselves. And I'm proud to say that every month we get a list of 10 names of these hardest cases in Cleveland. And since they have started, I think 3 months ago, they have housed 3 people.
Wow,
Through
that's great.
that combination.
And that's
So,
what
yeah,
happens when you
absolutely.
put a coalition together.
Yeah, that collaboration is so important, and it's so wonderful to see that group develop. I'm heading up a landlord network group. We're really wanting to reach out to some of the landlords in the community. Again, get some education out there on both sides about what it means to be a landlord and what their priorities are. And then, you know, also what it means for our families and how,
Right.
you know, just giving somebody a chance can make
Yes.
a world of a difference.
Yes, and somewhere stable so you can get the kids to the same school
Yes,
for the
ma'am.
whole year or something like that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's really, I mean, I'm on the Board of Education, so I would tell you how important I think that is. We all need to stay right there in that school, but it is important for the kids because when they move around a whole lot, then they lose a whole lot. So,
They do.
so now, one more time, tell us when this is on Monday night, August the 19th.
At the Cleveland Public Library. Just come yourself, bring your pastor, bring your friends, your family. Like I said, we really hope that it's informative and education, but we also want to have an open discussion table.
And I think that would be great. And some of the pastors or whoever is working with your groups at the church, that would be a good time for them to come and share their experiences
Absolutely.
too. So we need to be sure you all remember that. So
Yes.
very good. Any last minute, anything we need to say?
Just give me a call if you have any questions.
Tell them how to do that.
My number is 423-650-4106. We're available. We get all kinds of questions all the time. So if you wanted to know anything about homelessness, give us a call. We'll help you out.
And I know I had to call Eva today because you have to call now to come up to the studio and for us to unlock the door and let you in. So I know she was there at 2:30 today.
Yes.
So I know that somebody does answer the phone there. So if you have any questions, do y'all have a website or a Facebook?
We do. We
Okay.
have a website. It's familypromicebradley.org. We are on Facebook as well and all social media, Family Promise of Bradley County.
Okay, but you're a .org. Now,
We
if you
are.
do them on the web, they're a .org, okay? Because that means they are a nonprofit organization, which means they need our financial support, folks.
Absolutely.
So that 30-mile bike ride is one way they raise money. But, or you can just write them a check, which is probably what some of us will do. Thank you all so much for being on
you.
with me. That was
Thank
so
you.
nice meeting you.
You too.
And holler at me and we'll talk about the bike ride
Absolutely.
after Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
great. Thank you all so much for being on with me.
Thank you.
Folks, don't go away. We're going to do our little commercial break again. Now remember, support our sponsors because they pay our bills. And I'll be right back with some updates and some things that are happening in Cleveland, Bradley County in the next week or two. So don't go away.